So what's going on, people? Welcome back to my channel. Okay, I think everyone are doing good. Okay, today morning when I was seeing the Instagram, I came across one motivation video which was spoken by Donald Trump. I was like, so this is my day. Like I thought that this video made my day, something like that. I think you giving a 30 second of your time and just watch this video. I'll just play this video from now. Okay.
In order to be successful, you have to find out what makes you excited, what makes you want to get up each morning and go to work. If you love what you do and dedicate yourself to your work, you will gain that momentum, and each success will create another success. Never quit, never give up, do something you love. When you do something that you love, you'll never fail. What you're going to do is give it a shot again and again and again. You're ultimately going to be successful.
Okay, enough of the motivation. So motivation is just a step to success. So motivation is not a success. It is just a step to success. So it will just push you out to somewhere, but rest you need to fill it up. Okay. So in this video I'm teaching you about how do you solve the Linux questions. So don't worry that I did not finish the Linux series. So Linux command series, CMD command series. Still there is one not 5 commands I need to teach, but I finished 80 commands and still 25 are left over. So I'll be doing that. I thought I need to do somewhat different, that will be solving some challenges, so people will come to know and understand deeply about how do you use this Linux commands. Okay, let's start the video. Enough of my blabbering. Okay, so in this video I'm using cmdchallenges.com website. So it has like many challenges to solve, but in this challenge there is 42 questions to solve, but I'm separating it to part 1 and part 2 because like I don't need to waste your time with getting like it will be so long, right? It will be like 1 hour to 2 hour videos, but I don't need to waste your 1 hour or 2 hour. I just what I just want to explain you how to solve the Linux questions. Okay, so you can just watch today one video and tomorrow and whichever the day you get free. Okay, let's start today's video. So okay, let's do first challenges. The first challenges is that your first challenge is to print hello world on the terminal in a single command. How do you print hello world? As I showed you, you can print the hello world using echo and hello world. You can also print echo and hello world. So if I press enter, so this will output does not match. Okay, so you need to be using capital letter while printing hello than small while printing word. So this does not match. Okay, I'm doing a mistake, I guess. Hello world. Yeah, this is correct. So I was using capital letters. Sorry for that. I did not read the question properly. Okay. Okay, let's come back to the first question. So there is nothing that you need to print any characters or any sentences using echo. There is one more thing that you can use, that is a printf. Instead of using echo, you can also use printf. That will basically do the same thing. So let's say you need to print hello world, use double quotes and hello world. So this will also basically do the same thing what echo will do. Let's say instead of using printf, is there any other chances? So whenever you are printing something to a terminal, there is only 2 options, that will be echo and printf. You can also use many bash scripting, but I'm just saying the basic. I'm just teaching the basic. Okay, let's jump into the next video. So in this video, next challenges, print the current working directory. So if you need to print the current working directory, we actually use pwd, that is basically called print working directory, right? So pwd will basically print the current working directory. Let's say I don't need to use a pwd, but I need to use somewhat else. What do you do? So you can also use echo command here to print pwd. that will be using a variable, that will be using a dollar, then capital letter pwd, then this will also work perfectly. Let's say I don't need to use pwd as I said before. I need to use different. You can also use a dirs, that will basically print the current working directory. So this will also work perfectly similar to pwd. Okay. Okay, let's go for the next challenge. The next challenge is that list name of all the files in the current directory, one per line. How do you list something? So you use a ls command. Yeah, exactly, you use ls command. So instead of ls, you can also use ls hyphen l and ls hyphen capital letter A and ls star, anything, but ls should be included. Okay, so let's see. What you need to use somewhat what different than ls. Like how do you print that? You can also use printf also to print or list the current content or current files in the current directory. How do you use? So you use percentage yes and /n. So percentage h is basically to print the strings. So file name will not be in the it will be in the numeric format, but it is actually a string, right? So if you need to print anything in the string, so you basically use a percentage yes. Like let's say C programming, you use percentage s to print a string, something. Okay, so /n is basically to print line by line. So then you need to specify the star is basically everything. If I press enter, then this will also work perfectly. So okay, so there is many things that you can just explore, listing out all the content in the file, content in the current directory, but this is just a basic I'm teaching. Okay, so let's jump into the next challenges. That will be there is a file name called access.log in the current working directory. Print that content. So whenever we are printing this content inside the file, we actually use cat command, right? So cat and access.log. So this will basically work perfectly. Let's say I don't need to use cat. You can also use ed command and access.log. This will also print the same thing. This will also print the same thing. Similar to cat. Let's say I need to solve everything using echo. Like you can't solve, but you can solve this question. Echo, and then in the double quotes, inside the double quotes, you can specify redirecting symbol. That will be redirecting symbol, and then then you need to specify a file name that will be access.log. So this will basically print. Okay, so echo, and inside the double quotes you need to specify as a single quotes. After that you need to specify the file name. Then output does not match. Okay, no, you need to use double quotes. Okay, in inside you need to use quote which is like this, not the single quotes. The quotes which is in this, I really don't know what is this. So you need to use arrow, that will be a redirecting. Then you need to use access.log, the file name. You need to specify the file name. So what this will do is that it will read all the content which is inside this file, and it will redirect to print in the terminal. Okay, if I press enter, this will work perfectly. Okay, this worked perfectly. Yeah, okay. Okay, let's jump into the next video. Instead of using echo and all, you can also use awk. I thought how to use awk in one of my Linux series. You can just go and watch it. awk, and you can specify to print it's anything which we are printing in awk. It should be in single quotes. Print and $0, print and $0, and then you need to specify a file name. So this will also work perfectly same. Similar to cat command. Okay, Let's say okay, let's go to the next challenges. I don't need to waste in the single challenges. Okay, next challenges is that print the last 5 lines of access.log. So whenever you are printing files from the last, we actually use tail command. Whenever you are printing from the first 5 lines, then you basically use add command, right? So we need to use you need to use a tail command. Then you need to specify -5, or you can specify n and 5. So this will also work, and this will also work perfectly. If I press enter, this will work perfectly. Let's say I don't need to use a tail command directly. I need to somewhat complicated it. You can also use cat, and you can just cat everything, then you can see tail just take this input and then print only the 5 lines. So this will also do the same thing. Okay, let's I don't need to waste the time in one challenges. Okay, let's move to the next challenges. This challenge is saying that create an empty file, name it take the command challenges in the current working directory. So whenever we are creating a file, not a directory, whenever we are creating a file, we actually use a touch command. Then we specify what file name, that will be take the command challenge, command challenge. So if I press enter, this will basically create a file name called take the command challenges instead of touch. So I don't need to use touch, so touch command is not working in my my system. So what do I do? So you can also use, as I showed you, to how do you use the redirecting symbol. Then you can specify the file name should be you can specify the file name also, or else you can specify in double quotes, inside the double quotes, take the command challenge. So this will also work perfectly fine. Okay, let's do one more thing. Let's say how many commands that is there to create files. You can also do one more thing, that using double quotes and then arrow mark, then you can specify the file name, that will be take the command challenge. So this will also work perfectly fine. Okay, so there is many commands that you can explore in this CMD challenges. Just go and explore it. Okay, the next challenges will be create a directory name called tmp/files in the current working directory. So I thought how to create a single file. Okay, so how do you create a single file? That will be mkdir and tmp. But they are saying you need to create two files. So file, there is a folder, and you need to create a directory. You need to create a directory called tmp. Then you need to create another directory called file inside that. How do you do simultaneously? How do you create simultaneously two files? How do you do that? For that, same thing I'll do mkdir, which will basically create a tmp folder. Yeah. Then I'll specify semicolon. Then I say after creating this, just move inside this directory. Then I use semicolon. Then I say inside after moving inside this particular folder, then create one more folder called files. So this will work perfectly fine. Okay, so this is how you can create multiple subdirectories, or many subdirectories inside a single directory. Okay, so is there anything else that I can use instead of using this semicolons? Yes, is there. So you can also use, there is one more hyphen that you can use with the mkdir, that will be hyphen small letter p. So this will basically this is basically called a parent. So this hyphen p abbreviates, it's a parent. So there is a parent, then you create a subdirectory inside that particular directory. So this will also basically work similar to instead of using semicolon, this will work similar to that also, that command, the same command which I showed you back. Let's say instead of is there anything that instead of using this semicolon, yeah, you can also use double and that will also specify say that after this do this and this, you know how to use logical operators, right? So and command basically says 1 into 1 is equal to 1. So or command says 1 into 0 is equal to 1. This means so every possible combination should be 1, that should be true, then only this command will be executed. That is how and command works. Sorry, and logical operator which we use in the middle of the Linux will work. Okay. Now let's go to the next challenges. Okay, so in this I'll just clear this up. Okay. This says that copy the file name, take the command challenges to the directory name tmp file which we created. What I do whenever we need to copy the file, we use cp command, then take the command challenge, then we need to specify directory. If I press enter, this will work perfectly fine. Let's say is there anything that different from cp command is there? You can also use touch command. So this will basically create that file, which will not copy it. This will basically create that file. You can use touch command, then you can specify a file folder or the destination, then you can say take the command challenge. So if I press enter, this will basically create the file inside that folder. So this is how you can use touch command. So there is many commands that you can just explore using this. Okay, so one more thing I can show you is that let's say there is no folders. Let's say there is no folder called tmp/files. You need to move this take the command challenges into that file. Then you can just use mkdir, then -p, then you can specify that files. Then you can use and command it's not a command, and operator. Then you can say copy the file, take the command challenge. So this will basically work totally fine. Then you need to specify a file name. So this will basically I need to come here. This will basically work totally fine instead of using cp command. Okay, let's move to the next challenges. So this challenge is saying that move the file named take the command challenges to directory. You know how to move. We need to use a move command, then take the command challenge so to the directory called tmp/files. So this will also basically it's self-explanatory. So let's move to the next challenges. A symbolic link is a type of file that is referring to another file. Create a symbolic link named take the command challenge that is pointing to tmp files take the command challenge, which we actually moved in the other challenges. How do you create the symbolic links? So to create a symbolic link, we actually need to use a ln command that will basically create a symbolic link for us. Then if you specify a file name, let's say we need to specify a file name, take the command challenge, then you are pointing to some other files. So if you create like this without using any argument, then it will create a hard link. Then basically it will create a hard link if you don't specify anything. If you need to create a symbolic link or the soft link, then you need to use -s after the ln. If you use -s, this will basically create a symbolic link or the soft link. If I press enter, Or did I make a mistake? Okay, maybe I made a mistake in writing something. Challenges. Whenever you are creating a symbolic link, first you should not specify the file name. First you need to specify the destination, then you need to specify the source. That is how it works. Take the command challenge. If I press enter, this will basically work perfectly fine. So the one mistake I did is that whenever you are creating a symbolic link using -s argument, you should not specify a file name first and the destination name second. You need to specify a destination name that will be this one. This will be the destination which will be pointing, which this file will be pointing. First you need to specify that, and then you need to specify the file which is pointing to it. Okay, that is how it works. Okay. Let's move to the next challenges. Okay, so delete all of the files in this challenges directory, including all subdirectories and their content. Okay, so they have given a hint. There are files in the directory that started with dots and rf-, yeah. So if you use rf-rf and star, this will basically this is actually the dangerous command, I can say, because it will basically delete everything. If you have a root permission, it will delete everything. That this will not care about what the important files or the private or the secret files. This will delete everything from the current directory. So this you need to be careful while using this particular command. Okay, so they are saying that if you use this command, this will probably not work. How to make this command to work? So since let's say if you type this will basically delete everything. But what if you type dot means full stop. Full stop is basically representing the current directory. Then you can specify star everything. So this will basically remove in the current directory everything. It will basically remove everything in the current directory. Okay, if I press enter, this will basically work totally fine. Okay, let's say I don't need to use this command. Then is there any another? So you can also use find command, but let's go into the find command. Find command basically used to find some files or find some pattern of a file if you forgot where the file is located. How do you solve this problem using the find command? So let's say you need to find something. So you are doing some operation, you need to find something. We use find command, then you specify the directory which you are finding. But currently I need to delete everything from the current directory, so I'm using dot that will specify in the current directory. Then there is one more thing that is called delete. Sorry, DELET, delete. So this will basically delete everything in the current directory. Yeah, this will work perfectly. Okay, so let's move to the there is many commands that you can just explore. Just come to the CMD challenges and just try to solve these problems. You will come to know, and you will become I can't say that you will become 100% pro in the Linux. I can just guarantee you you will be having more confidence to use Linux. Okay, let's go to the next challenge. There are files in in these challenges with different file extensions. Remove all the files with the .docs extension recursively in the current working directory. So there is a file called .docs extensions. You need to remove those files. How do you do that? You can also use sorry for that. You can also use rm command. Then you can specify file name, like you can if you need to consider everything, you need to specify double star. That will basically consider everything, and slash. Then the file name can start with anything, any names or something, but it should be ending with doc. So this will basically I'll explain this command. So you are saying you are using rm command, that will basically delete the file. Okay, next, if you use double star, that will basically specify everything. Then you are saying the file name can start with anything, like file.1, file12, file3, something like that, but it should end with .docs. Okay, so if you say like that, and if you press enter, So it is removed. I need to type it again, and star dot doc. So this will basically delete every files which is ending with dot docs. So you can also use find command. Let's say you need to find something, and you need to delete it. So you are deleting in the current directory, so I'm using dot that will specify the current directory. Then I need to specify a name, what that file looks, what is the file name. Just say the file name, I'll just delete it. So you can also say that file name start with anything, but it should be ending with docs. Then as I showed you before, you can use delete. This will basically delete that particular file. Let's say instead of instead of giving a minimum minimum information, you can also say the file type. So this will basically say I'm deleting a file, okay, not a directory. So if you specify type f, that will be that will basically say it is a file. If you specify d, then that will basically say it is a directory. Okay, I'm specifying f, that will be a file. So this will also work perfectly fine. Okay, let's jump into the next challenges. So there is a file named access.log in the current working directory. I know that. Okay, print all the lines in this file that contain the string get. So whenever you need to find a pattern or the word in the file, we actually use grep command. So grep, then you specify the content, so that should be in the capital. Then you need to specify the file name. So this will basically work perfectly fine. So you can see the word get is in this particular line. Okay, so is there anything else what that I can use without using grep? You can also use awk command. So awk command is not just used to find a pattern in a file or something like that. It is also used to find a word or a matching word. I can use in the double quotes. You can in the single quotes, you can specify the pattern. That will be a word, sorry, not a pattern, that a word or a matching word that you need to find. Then you can say print, and you can specify the file name. That will be access.log. Then if I press enter, this will also perfectly fine. Instead of using grep, you can also use awk command. Okay, let's jump into the next challenges. Print all files in the current directory once per line. That will be one by one, and not the path, just the file name that contains string 500. How do you do that? So in the last challenge, I told you how do you find the lines in a given pattern or a given word. So now I don't need to print the word, I don't need to print the line, I need to print the name of the file. How do you do that? So for this, you basically use find command. In the shortcut, you need to use find. Then you need to specify what is the type of a file. That will be what type, then f, which is basically saying file. And then you need to use exec, that is to, if you need to do any operations, then you can use exec. Then you need to specify grep, then I for interactive. Then you need to specify the word, that would be 500. Then you need to close this, and then you're using x args. Then what you are specifying, that I need to print the file name, not the line. Then you need to do one thing, interactive. Then you need to use base name, and then you need to close it. So this will basically print the file name, not the line. Output does not match. Okay, so find file f, then execute. Okay, you need to specify the directories. I forgot. I'm searching in the current directory now. Okay, let's solve this. Okay, this is not I, this is L. Okay, if I press enter, this will work perfectly fine. Okay, I don't need to write those lines. I don't need to write those long lines. I need to do it in a short format. So you can use grep, then you can specify L, then 500, then you can use star. So that will basically print everything. So this will also work perfectly fine. Okay, let's jump into the next challenges. That will be our 15th challenge. Okay, so print the relative file path, one path per line for all file names that start with access.log in the current directory. So this is totally easy. You can specify ls, that will basically print it, but it is saying the file name start with access.log. You can specify ls, but that will print everything. But if there is any other file different from this, you need to use access.log, then you need to specify star. That will basically take every files which is starting from access.log. That will also print the same thing. Okay, now I need to use a find command. How do you use now? Find in the current directory, and you are specifying that I'm searching to a file, not a directory. Then you are specifying a name, access.log anything. So it should start from access.log, then anything. That will also perfectly work. Okay, now let's jump into the next challenges. That will be print all matching lines in all files under the current directory that's starting with access.log that contain the string called 500. How do you do this? Yeah, for this you can use a grep command. Then you need to specify r, and then you need to specify h. Then you need to specify the file name, sorry, the string that will be 500. Then you will get the exact output. Let's say I don't need to use this grep as well. I need to use this find command. So you can use find, and you are searching in the current directory. Then you need to specify a name. The name will be access.log anything. Then you need to pipe it to x args. Then you are specifying grep -h. Then you are specifying the strings which you need to find. So this will also work perfectly fine. Okay, let's move to the 17th one. Okay, so extract all IP addresses from file that start with access.log, print one IP address per line. How to do that? So for this you need to use a grep command as well. Grep command, then you are specifying grep ro, that will be argument. Then you are saying it should start with 0 to 9 and anything and star. So this will basically say the command or the bash to find such lines which contain numbers. So if print, that will basically print the IP addresses. So okay, let's say you need to use any other command. You can also use awk command if you know the column of the line. Let's say the IP addresses is in the second column, first column or third column, then you can use awk command. Okay, let's use awk command. So it says awk, then you need to print $1. That will be for first column. Then you need to say everything, that will be double quotes, then access.log access.log and star. So this will basically consider all the files. So the output will be exactly the same. But in the last I was printing the file names as well, directory names, but in this we'll get the exact output, exact first column that contain IP addresses. So this is how you can use awk command to print only the columns. Okay, let's go to the next challenges. It says count the number of files in the current working directory, print the print the number of files as a single integer. How do you do that? So basically, if you need to count the line, we actually use ls-l. That will basically that will basically list in the long format. Then we can we can count the lines. How do you count the line? That will be using wc, that will be word count. Then you need to specify l, that will be for line. If you press enter, that will actually count there is 2 lines. Okay, so instead of using ls, you can also use find current directory. Then you need to specify a file type, that will be f. Then you can redirect to wc-l, then it will also count 2. Okay, let's go for the next challenges. Print the content of access.log sorted. This is basically easiest one. We can use sort, then access.log, this will print in a sorted format. Let's say you need to do anything different from that. You can cat those files, then you can sort it. This will also work the same. Let's say you need to use find command, and I know this is the easiest one, but you like to use find command. How do you do that? So you need to use find, then the current directory, then you need to specify what is that. That will be a file. Okay, I need to make it correct. Okay, it will be a file. Then you need to specify a name, that will be access.log and anything, because there is many files. Then you need to use pipe and args, args. Then you need to specify interactive. Then you need to specify cat everything inside from bracket. After that now if I just print it like that, it will just print the content inside the file. But as they said, it should be sorted. Then I need to use sorted. So this will basically print the same. Okay, let's go for the next challenges. That will be 28 challenges. This will be the this video will be the part 1, and part 2 will be coming up soon. Okay, so this will be the last second challenges I will be solving in this video. Print the number of lines in the access.log that contain the string get. So you need to, if you need to find the string, then we actually use grep and get and the file name. And then if you need to count the lines, we actually use wc-l. So this will basically print number of lines. Okay, so let's go for the next challenges. That says the file split me.txt contain a list of numbers separated by this semicolon. Then split the number of semicolon characters, one number per line. How do you do that? In the Linux series, I taught you how to use a tr command, which will basically take something and it will modify it and then it will print it. If I need to change this semicolon to spaces, then I can do cat, then split me.txt, then I can do pipe command, then I can do tr, then I'm changing the semicolon to /n, which will basically print 1 2 3 4 in the next line. Okay, this will also work perfectly fine. Instead of this, you can also use a tr in the beginning also, and then you can specify /n, then you can redirect the content of the file, and this will also work perfectly fine. So this is all up, guys, and thank you for watching. This is just a part 1. I'll be doing part 2 in coming days, and thank you for watching. Bye.